We're going to need about 1,200, 1,300 left to go to the moon and circularize. About the first half of the description is in the name. The wobble is way better. Why is the burn time in the red? It's saying 800 delta V, but the burn time's 8 seconds red. But we do have enough delta V. We've got 1,800 in total. How bizarre. Okay, so the bad news is we only have 970 delta V left, which is definitely not enough to go to the moon and circularize. Like 900 will get us there, but it won't circularize. We need a bit more. Looks like your station says, and that's buggy sometimes. Yeah, it was definitely bugged out then. So we need more fuel in the upper stage, basically, somewhere, somehow. A lot of weight to move up here. So we need another one of them, another one of them, and another one of them. Make it longer. More wiggle. Is that really the fattest tank we have? Looks like it is. A brand adapter slanted. They're kind of cool. More fuel up there might cause some more wobble. Absolutely. It absolutely will cause some wobble. But, you know, what we'll do to counter the wobble is we'll move these down, you see? Even though that's the most we can move them. Dang it. Limited strut length. How about the last tank? What does that mean? This, the jumbo, it just means it's longer, it's not wider. Oh, they're quite cute. They're pretty neat, actually. I like them. They can make your rocket look quite interesting, actually. What's the SRBs doing? They're maxed out. 1.4. Okay. Wouldn't let me build. Let's see what happens. It's more the thrust to weight ratio, JB, on the main stage. Like when the SRBs go, it's more how much thrust to weight we have left. That's the thing I'm most worried about. Here we go. Stand by for major wobble. It might shake itself to pieces, you never know. Alright, Zarek. So if you look at the main engine, it's throttled right down right now. Now it's slowly coming back up. SRBs are doing the grunt of the work. Okay, right, separation coming up. Oh, they're getting quite hot, don't they? No, you didn't. You didn't, you scumbag game. That's not supposed to happen. Those decouplers are supposed to work better than that. Did that not go there? Why can't that go there? Was that just down to bad luck? That usually separates pretty well, doesn't it? Let's just give it another go. Put 4 separatrons in the SRBs. Why? They don't... The thing is, Larry, they only connect to one set. Like, you can't physically connect that to 2 sets of decouplers. It just doesn't let you do it. This one just acts as a space. I mean, we could put the one that explodes, we could put up here. But the one lower down wouldn't do anything. Small fins on the solids to drag it away. Which, an interesting question. Where are my fins gone? We used to have little winglets on these things. They seem to have disappeared. You mean these bad boys? They're very small. Gavin K, thank you for 69 months. First found years ago during earlier KSP days. Thanks for giving me another run for all the years of fun. Well, thank you for the years of support, Gavin. Mr. Wallix, thank you for 8 months. I think you should put the decouplers higher on the SRBs. Yeah, but what are these? What are we using these for? Because they're really, really small. Do we have to put them on the inside like that or something? You just do that? Four per booster with the hot end facing the rocket. 4 per booster? At 90 degrees? Oh, I see. I see. So you kind of like that. And then obviously you've got to chuck all of that in the staging. Oh my god. That's them. Right, main engines, blah blah blah. Separator. Why do we appear to have... There's something not right here. I just called it 1 and 2. So that followed by 8 separatrons firing, followed by disconnect, go, blah blah blah, save, load, crash, boom. What could possibly go wrong? Are we going to the moon? That's the plan. We've been to the moon, we've put a probe there and everything. Just trying to get the space station back there. We needed a completely different lifter, because the lifter that we had could take us into a Kerbal orbit. But we need something that can get us over to the moon as well. What did we accomplish? We've done science on the moon. We've put a probe into orbit and scanned it. We built a brand new scanner, which is pretty cool. Put it into orbit. It's a little drone that's going around the moon like that. It's a bit disappointing that I only gave 20 science for doing that. It doesn't seem like very much. Right, are we ready for this? Separatron. Let's hope this works a bit better. Now for the wiggle. You finished P6, pups. That's not bad. What was the strength of field, pups? It's doing the dolphin thing. Okay, there you go. A little bit better. Delta V at 2,500 currently. Not a lot. That's not a lot of Delta V. That second stage didn't really fire very long. Nowhere near as long as it should have done. We haven't got enough Delta V. We're 1,800 and we're not even circularized yet. Don't think we're going to have enough. That Delta V calculation's bugged out again. I think it's because it was... I reckon it's done the calculation back when it had more stages, and now it's not adjusted it. See, look, we need to use about 400 Delta V, and we're going to use 600, which is going to leave us 1,100, which is enough to get over there, but not enough to circularize. It's not far. It's pretty close, but it's not enough. The second stage didn't run for long enough. It's not 5150 from Moon Orbit, Larry. Not from here. From here, it's 860 to the moon and then 310. And we have 1124, which is really close to having what we need, but not enough. Dang it. Did it calculate with the small boosters used to decouple? I don't think so, one, because it did it before we used them. I think because it creates the maneuver node before all the stages have separated and it just gets it wrong. I think that's what's happening. This is the problem here. We need to increase that from 12.6. I mean, we could just add more boosters. It just seems like insanity. Hey, Firebug. You could just whack that on there and say, give me 4 of those. Surprisingly, that doesn't do a lot for you, really, does it? Look. It doesn't really add much to the mix. But you can't dethrottle a great deal. Like, if you look at the stats here, 1 minute 14 and 12, right? And then you just change that and make it only 2. You end up with 1 minute 14 and 12. Like, how does that work? How do you go from having 2 solid rocket boosters to having 4 of them and the stats not changing? Stage 4 is a Separatron. Wait, what? Stage 4 is the main engine, isn't it? Stage 4 is the main engine on its own. Calculates the main engine on full blast. But surely if I add 2 more solid rocket boosters, the main engine does not need to be on full blast. It's just, I don't know, it's just weird. Right, hang on a minute. Since anything in here is inside the fairing, it doesn't matter if we put stuff on the side. So we can reduce the height of this and add more fuel in here. By basically bringing in baguettes. And everybody likes baguettes. How much actual fuel does that hold? Not a lot. 9.9. 24.3. Fuel tank, fuel tank. Oh, what the heck, game? What did you just do? It's almost inside. I wired it in a fuel tank. We don't have the big rocketry yet, Wand, so we can't, unfortunately, we don't have that option. But we can do that kind of thing. T400. Strap some barrels of fuel. By the time the firing goes, it won't matter anyway. Alright, so what does that give us? That gives us anything useful? I'm not sure. Let's see what happens. They're kind of like baguettes. I don't know why, but it keeps putting me on a nighttime launch. Let's see how we get on. Max Q. It's just the SpaceX callouts. Vehicle is supersonic. $12,000 meters. $20,000 meters and the SRBs aren't done yet. Well, this is looking more promising. We're at 70,000 APO and we've not even finished with the SRB. And the whole thing is red hot. And we're almost out of fuel and we've got the APO target in sight. That's a lot better. That's a lot better. Casper, thank you for 2 months. So we'll get a small burn out of this, and then the rest is going to be down to the upper stage, which should hopefully be good because it's only got to circularize this time. Last time it had to ascend as well. I know I did the racer. I did say to you I played it years ago. It's on my list at some point to go back to. Okay, separation. Final stage, 3000 Delta V. I think we're golden now. We should have 1700 Delta V left, which to get to the moon and orbit, which is easily enough. I think Manchester Station is a go. What did we say for the height of the... Was it 20k? 20k orbit on the moon, wasn't it? Yeah, 20k equatorial orbit, I think. Those extra fuel tank baguettes worked a treat. Look at that. Yeah, scanner's at 30k. I think we said 20... No, we said, that's right, we said 25k for the orbit, 20k for... So, yeah, that was it. If the transfer fuel rocket will go to 20 and then transfer to 25. Mr. Cowley, how are you doing, sir? 66 months. Just finishing packing on my gear, moving to a flat near St. Helens. Give up the great work. Dude, that's so bizarre. How are you somehow going living where I was brought up? That's really weird. What are the odds? Right, 1600 Delta V. Let's find the moon. Set as a target. Circle of life. Yeah, but he just he watches a streamer. He's watched a streamer for years, and he's now going living where that streamer used to live when he was a kid. It's weird. Lancashire, Chris Steam. Lancashire, mate. It's Merseyside now. Because somebody decided to move the border. Scrubbin, thank you for 3 months. Shepbin, Julgal, and Aldred. They're such weird names. Will there be a bus replacement service if the fueling transfer needs to go down for critical engineering? Yeah, we can do a bus transfer service, no problem. You think the game gets confused if you use fuel transfer pipes? It was doing it before I put the pipes in, though, I think. Pretty certain it was. No, Scribbin, we're not all done with SnowRunner. There's things left in SnowRunner to do. I mean, we've not got a lot left with SnowRunner. We've done most of it. But there's still plenty of jobs to do. $765 Delta V. No, I don't play Stationaire. Right, 25k periapsis. Looking good. We should have enough Delta V to... actually, we don't want to deorbit the engine. This is about getting the initial stage here, Larry. This is the first stage. And then we've got to get the second one here. So that should, in theory... Let's just get that bang on zero. I don't know, I'm half tempted to deorbit that engine. Just because it's got all these like ugly looking tanks on it. But if I do, I won't be able to reposition the space station at any point. Oh, Zebedee, don't use the Curse Forge yet, man. You need to use a different tool that's in the mod spreadsheet. Like, the tool that I put in the spreadsheet is the best one to use. CCAN, I think it's called. Use that, and for anything that's not in there, do it manually. Don't mess about with that Curse Forge stuff, is my advice. Okay. Look at that. We got a relay here going on. We should have. It's a really weird camera view. I thought it had a solar panel. There it is. Yeah, we've still got the antenna. We've still got everything. We've even got the there we go. The rotating dish for giggles. Right, so if we deorbit the engine, then all that section will be gone. But I think we kind of need to, otherwise all this is going to look a bit ugly. It just means that this has no ability to move unless we attach something else and move it later. If you hold on to the engine for now, you can eventually refuel it and deorbit it later. I'm not sure what the advantage is. That's the thing. I think we can deorbit it now. Doesn't the rotating waste precious power? It does indeed. Hopefully the battery supply is enough. But yeah, it does. We still have a drain on the power from something. I don't think that's turned on yet, is it? Oh, it's gone back up. It's all good. No, the SAS isn't on. Right, we'll save it. See what happens if I deorbit. Can't you decouple and cancel flight from tracking station, or is that a sandbox thing? Yeah, I think if you're in sandbox, you can cancel the flight, but if you're in science or career, I don't think you can. It might be a difficulty option. Let's hope this is enough fuel left. Should be. Where did the fuel go? I thought we had Delta V left. I swear we had fuel left. Hang on. I saw it. We got 484 Delta V. It must be stored somewhere else. Hang on. Monopropellant. There it is. Here's the fuel. We need to move some fuel down here. 1 second. Maybe that's enough. See, good job I saved it, eh? Good job I pressed F5. Mistakes are made. Right, 150 Delta V, that's more than enough. What kind of mood is this game good for? I don't really know, Baez. It's like a... I don't know. It's more of a thinking game, but with a lot of fun on the way, because things end up blowing up. I guess you got to line sign stuff. All right, here we go. See ya. Yep, that looks like a successful deorbit right there. It's the fun of designing things so that there's no way they can explode, then watching them explode. Pretty much. Oh, look, there's the flag. I think we're going here, aren't we, when we eventually do it? Right, let's just speed that up so that that thing dies. Okay, that's that gone. 307 science points transmitted back to Kerbin. What was that? 307? Eh? Can't be right. That can't be right. Nah. Right, everything's nominal. Let's go back to the Space Center. Seismic sensor eats ships and turns them into science. I don't know what it does. I'm going to go to the science center because I don't feel like we just got 300. My God, we have 544. We just got a lot of science from somewhere. That's amazing. We can almost afford to get the moon, the big wheels. That's good. Right, I want to load Manchester Station again. I'll just delete that fairing. Now, did we detach it from the decoupler here? Manchester, lifter 2. I think that's the one you need for the moon. Okay, so this is the big wobbly power station module. You had 237 before, so it adds up. Blimey, it really does. It's that background grinding of science. It's quite nice. Right, so that would come in from that point there. There's a decoupler. I need that on though? I don't know. Guess I do. Oh, because that's got the guidance unit, that's why. Wait, what? I already have a decoupler here. I don't want another one. Now I've got 2 decouplers. Trucking Pitbull, thank you for 84 months. That is a long time. Hang on, how do we... There we go. Right, we need to strap everything down basically. Man's 2034, thank you, 52 months. It's true if you remember, the harder you crash something into the ground when you have a seismic sensor, the more signs you get. Is that what it was? Deal. Is that what just happened? But hang on, that engine I smashed into the ground didn't have a seismic sensor. That was just a rocket, a guidance unit, and some fuel tanks. There was no... So the docking port is the route. What, this thing? Select a part to place. Seems to have fixed it. Seismic sensor on moon. Ah! Yes, I do without. Is that what it was? Because I exploded something into the surface, the seismic sensor picked it up and gave us 3 signs. That's insane. I never even thought of that. I never thought it was a thing, but it makes a lot of sense. That's really cool. Now then, we need to make sure we get this right. So, remote guidance unit is here for that main engine. There's the decoupler. So we should be able to strap things to the main body, which will break off later. I hope. So when we decouple that, that section should snap all the struts off, shouldn't it? I wonder if it's worth... the racer, it's already been set to route. I clicked that and did it. It should already be the route part. Should be enough to get us there, I think. It struggles to turn with RCS. I honestly can't remember. It's been a while since we've flown it. Actually, I need to check the crew. I need to check the crew on board. Nobody. Perfect. Crewless. Keep the employee wages cost down, eh? That doesn't look very healthy. Let me check the staging. Okay, SRBs. Main engine together. Wait, why is this only showing one stage? SRBs there. Booster, 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 separation. Main engine. Wait, there's something weird going on here. I can't. Separation there. Engine there. Bearing. Try that. I hate the way it messages staging up. Like, you can move one thing totally unrelated to a booster or a fuel tank, and it completely messages staging up. I've never got that about this game. I thought I already did that, the racer. I thought I'd already done that. I did click on the route thing. Go on. I did click on this, and then click the Clampertron docking thing. Select a part as the new route. It won't let me choose that. Right click the part. Then what? I think I've just overwritten the Birmingham power station annoyingly. Right click the part, then what? Grand Slam passive seismometer. What's that? Let's see how well it works. What's the mission? We're going docking with something at the moon. Adding a second part to the space station though. That's what we're trying to do. We'll see how well it goes. This is the last time I launched this in orbit around Kerbal, and it was a real wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. I doubt we'll have enough Delta V, but we need to figure out what the problems are. In theory, this is a less heavy than the other part we just took. $30K Apple. That's looking a bit fiery. Oh my god. 40,000 meters and they separate the SRVs and they go absolutely flying. That was so cool. Oh man. Right, let's see what happens. 283 Delta V left on the main stage, so then it'll separate. I think we should be okay. We'll see how it goes. I think you need RCS on this one. We do have some RCS on it, but we'll turn the RCS on. It's not using it to circularize, interestingly. It should have started burning by now. I don't really know what it's doing. It's trying to turn, but the RCS is not turning it. It's going to be late for the burn, but it should be alright. It's going to start falling now. I think maybe it needed a reaction wheel lower down or something. I think what it needs is it needs the fairing to be brought down lower in the staging, and then it can get rid of it. The problem is it's a bit high up here. I think it needs to be like there. So it can do it after the separation at any point it wants to. Let's try that. Smid, thank you 53 months. Watching NASA and Squirrel. You're doing it way better than them. Lol. We got this. We got this. If we say, I think there's an option here to use RCS, isn't there? Auto staging, corrective steering. try that. I don't think it's all Blizzard Whale, that's the macro functions. It should be able to ditch the fairing when it wants to now. After the SRBs have gone. Mug's getting chroma keyed. I know, it's because the Yorkshire Tea mug is green on that side, and then you can see the red bit, but then it goes green again. It's getting red hot. Look at that. Those SRBs need to go. It's so cool. Alright, so in theory now, it should be able to drop the fairing when it gets to 60k. And the RCS is turned on, so it can use that. So it should be somewhat more maneuverable now. There you go. Now it's got some control authority, which is good. And it's overshot, like a noob. You watch, it'll overshoot again. Oh, it's learning, it's learning. Clever girl. Alrighty then. We got good burn time this time. Much better. Main tanks will go shortly. They're about to go. Boom. See ya. Right, so the main question is, why do we only have 500 Delta V left at this point? I know what the problem is. I think it's because I used a new separator and you have to right click on it and say allow fuel pass through or something like that. That's no good, mate. That's not gonna work. Oh my god. Yeah, I think the problem exists somewhere. Is it here? Oh, enable crossfeed. So there's a big fuel tank up here. It didn't have enough Delta V though, did it? Thing is, it's already enabled, isn't it? So in theory the fuel from here should have gone through, but it didn't. Even so, that's not going to be enough fuel for this mission, I don't think. I thought the upper stage of this was lighter than... Because, like, the other one had the research station on it. Like it had a lot more fuel, but it's separated anyway. Well, it was running out of Delta V. It had like 3,500 Delta V, but it could only access 50 of it. And the only place that the fuel could be is this tank here.